Yeah, he knows.
Coach, first of all, little swap on that fourth line with Lily and Mara. Just, what have you liked, to put Lily in that position, and what do you maybe want to see Mara work on, to be able to earn a spot back?
Yeah, I thought Lily brings really good energy every night. I think she plays really well in tight spaces. She's got a good brain on her. And again, she's competitive. She competes for that spot. She competes in practice for it. So it's nice to see that competition there. And in terms of Wags, I've really liked her right from the start. One of the things we just chatted about is just making sure she's taking the time to make her plays out there. I thought she just started to rush some things, and I don't want to see her turn it into just a simple player, because she's much better than that, and making her plays off the rush and not getting into kind of just chipping and chasing, So I thought tonight was a good night for her, just to kind of see the amount of room and time she has out there, and sometimes that bird's eye view brings that perspective. And she's been great for us. So like off the ice, on the ice, I've really enjoyed her.
And then after that really long road trip, I'm sure it's nice to have the players back in their own beds, get a few practice. And what have you just liked about the way your group has attacked those couple days of practice and being able to get some rest, which you'll need over the course of the next few weeks or so?
Yeah, it's nice. I think our schedule is pretty good for just heading into that Olympic break for the Olympians, kind of playing some games, kind of back to back, just get that flow to it. But it's just, the energy I find coming back here is just great. Seattle itself, the weather, we had some warmer Americans that have never seen snow maybe that were up there, so no one in particular, but so like it's just different being on the East Coast. Like it was cold out there. Getting back here, it's just nice to, especially the days that we've had, and just a nice time to recoup and re-energize from the trip. And one of our big focuses has been just attacking the rush. That's one area that we want to get better at, and we've talked about this not being a linear process of having to work on things. And I think our own zone has been a focus of breaking out, defending, and then we're working our way up the ice. And this is just kind of that next element of it, is just trying to unleash some of that potential that we have up front.
Hey Steve, Megan from Gloves Off Seattle. I just wanted you to talk about your thoughts behind the Gosling-Bilka switch that we saw in the last game.
Yeah, people kind of asked kind of right from the start kind of why, and then we saw Gauze get off to a great start, and so that kind of sorts that, and then now kind of the why. Again, I thought Julia is just, she's earned her confidence, and I think that would be a good fit. Julia, Dax, and Jesse, just the way they go at it. I think Bilk's bringing the type of player she is and getting her ramped up really for Olympic stuff as well. And that combination, I think it's a good timing to kind of put them together and maybe tap into that energy right now and that excitement of heading to that. I'm not sure if they'll use that as a combination, but I know it's in their back pocket just like it was for me. So I think is a really good time for that switch.
Thanks.
Brian Partington, Gloves Off Seattle. So in terms of coming home and the excitement of coming home, I saw that there were, it was an interesting practice for the team on Saturday because of the presence of the girls hockey tournament.
Yeah.
And there was some puck flipping and autographs going on. How do you feel the team, like, do you think the team was distracted by that, or like more energized, or just, what was your feeling on that interaction?
Well, I know it was really hard to hear. That was one thing. It was just very echoey in there. I know Carl, our skills coach, he was running a drill there, and I'm like, I can't hear you. It's just so loud, the excitement. I think for the most part, the players really embrace that and enjoy that, whether it's a distraction or not. I think it's just exciting for them to see that and feel that. And yeah, it was great energy there from the kids there. It was awesome.
And then asking about Danielle Serdachny a little bit, she did get onto the score sheet on the road trip. How are you feeling about her progress over the course of this year and where she is now? I guess it also relates to the change in the lineup, but just a little bit more about her specifically.
Yeah, I think she's growing. She's coming along game by game by game. I really, that was hard for her to not make Team Canada. For anyone who's not going to be in that mix of 30 and be the one kind of left off that roster. I thought she had a great response. She took it emotionally. We had a few days to kind of get back from that, and I thought she played a really good game. I know the score wasn't great, but she was on the score sheet, and I thought she had a positive presence for us, and that's all you can ask for in that is to not let that linger. I don't think she let it linger. She stepped right up and got right back on the horse, and now for her it's just like what was talked about with Julia from 4 years ago being left off that roster. How do you respond long term to that, right? And I think Danielle's a really solid citizen that takes her craft seriously, and she'll make those adjustments to be on that roster 4 years from now.
Steve, the two neutral site games you played couldn't have been in more different types of environments. And I was wondering if you could share with us the difference, if there was any, in reception, in the kind of questions you got, in the whole environment of the two places where you played neutral site games.
Well, I know the Dallas crowd wasn't as big, but the energy was really good. When you looked out there, that lower bowl was full, and then I guess the difference though is a fairly neutral crowd in Dallas, and then Toronto was not a neutral site game, but the energy was great because we have a lot of Canadians. I think we had some of our players having 40, 50 people there in support of them. So the energy was pretty electric in Hamilton. Just that big crowd, and I think that building has such, for a Canadian anyways, a lot of history with the Canada Cup there and things that have gone on in that building over the years. I thought it was really good in terms of Dallas being in a southern market like that, exposing our game to the fans down there. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. And definitely love to go back to 30-degree weather, no problem. Or well, what is that here, like 90 something, 92, 93, something like that. So yeah, it was, I thought it was still a good experience, but you're right, it was different type of atmospheres there.
And you're looking forward to getting the Scepters in a neutral site game in Everett or Kent, right?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I probably lean towards Kent in that rank. Yeah.
Hi, Coach. Laura Harrington, Commissioner Hockey. You talked about the excitement of being back in Seattle and feeling energy and things. Of course, we have to ask, you got football on the mind. Did you watch the game last night?
I did not, but I followed the score. I don't have cable, so that probably blows a few people away. But I always, I'm a sports mad person. It doesn't mean I'm watching. I'm just an avid kind of absorber of information that way from all kinds of different sports. But that's amazing that just, again, the Seahawks, I'm not going to say much about it because I want to not jinx or anything. Right? they're heading. I mean, what a score! And then we'll see who they get next week. Oh, you're looking over there. Maybe a choice of who it is, right? Yeah, it's awesome. I think the city is just amazing in terms of that. Even what I've heard about the crowd tonight. That's just gonna rise us even bigger here. It's exciting what goes on in the city.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then Sylvia from the Ice Garden. It's Black History celebration tonight. Can you talk a little bit more about that and how you're feeling? It's the first one here for the PWHL. So, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I love that we celebrate this. We celebrate it in Canada as well with our junior hockey. I think it's important to celebrate all diversities, and for me, it's something that needs to be done every year, all the time, and I think it's important for me personally. I think to recognize, we had Indigenous Night here as well. All that is important to our society, in my opinion. Thank you.